Welcome. What's up, Pittsburgh Marathon? Thank you so much for having us and for joining us for this MFlex class. I'm David. Behind me, we have Coach Jen. She'll be joining me today and demoing as far as doing the workout for you guys. If you've never done MFlex before, it's a little combination workout of yoga and sort of like a boot camp or HIIT style workout, followed by some more yoga. So we will start off today with a 10-minute yoga section. We'll kind of set an intention, get ourselves moving, get ourselves warmed up, get some body temperature going. We'll jump into a 20-minute AMRAP, which I'll go over in just a second, and then we'll finish off today with another 10-minute yoga section. It's really just kind of cool our bodies down and end where we end for all yoga classes in a nice, juicy Shavasana. So the yoga portions are simple enough. You can just follow along like you would in any yoga class. We have you covered there. For the 20-minute AMRAP section, what we have is set up into basically two different sections. There's no built-in rest or anything like that, so just take breaks whenever you need to. But we're going to do one round of 30 alternating dumbbell snatches, followed by a 30-second goblet squat. Then jumping into 2 rounds of 10 dumbbell plank pull-throughs, 10 seconds of flutter kicks, and then 10 single leg V-ups. So you'll repeat that a second time through, the 10 dumbbell plank pull-throughs, the 10 seconds of flutter kicks, the 10 single leg V-ups, and then back to the top for one round of 30 dumbbell snatches, 30 seconds goblet squat hold, back again 2 rounds of that little core section there. So we'll just cycle through that in that order for 20 minutes, and then do the yoga to finish off. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. We're going to start on our mats in child's pose today. Just coming to space here. Unlike most yoga classes, we don't have all the time for this. So I wish you get touch with your breath for those minutes. Start to feel this nice little rhythm of inhales and exhales. Maybe it's 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. You notice which parts of your body are starting to wake up as we just rest here in stillness. What parts of your bodies are feeling stiff, sort of stuck, tired? What parts of your bodies are already feeling ready to go, ready? Start to make a little bit of movement by rocking and shifting your weight side to side. So maybe you kind of feel like your belly press on your right thigh, and your belly press on your left thigh. Maybe come up onto your fingertips and your hands and start to open up your shoulders and relax a little bit with those elbows off the mat. This is very subtle sway. Don't let this sway be sort of hypnotizing or starting to fall asleep. But rather let the sway be something starting to build some excitement, build some excitement for more. Maybe that sway gets a little bigger, a little more fluid. It's a little more stretchy from side to side. Okay, one more breath here. Remember, following inhale, just kind of bring yourself up to nice tabletop position. Maybe round that back through the half pose as you eventually come to a nice flat back. And start to open that spine up a little bit. Inhale, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, wave it all the way under your left arm, reach as far as you can. Bring that right hand, right shoulder down towards the ground. Just tap it. Inhale, come all the way back. Exhale, right hand just behind you. Exhale again. Reach that arm all the way through. Tap that right ear and right shoulder down. Inhale, reach up. One last time. Exhale, reach that right arm all the way underneath the left. Tap the shoulder. This time, as you inhale, just come back to center. Switching sides. Inhale, sweep that left arm up. Exhale, reach underneath. Tap that left ear. Inhale, sweep that arm up. Exhale, second time through. here, one last time, reach up nice and tall. Exhale all the way through chest tap. Inhale, come on back to center. Let's start to get into those legs and those hamstrings. Tuck the toes, press the hips up and back. Your first downward dog of practice. From here, inhale, high up onto your toes. As you exhale, shift both heels over towards the right. Feel this nice little stretch on the left side of your body. Inhale, come back to center. Heels up high, toes pressing into the mat. Exhale, heels over to the left. Two more times each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, heels to the left. Inhale, center. One last time each way. Heels to the right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, heels to the left. This time, inhale to center. Exhale, just settle those heels down right, smack that center. Get long through that torso. Press down with the shoulders and arms. Reach those hips up high. Keep your belly nice and strong. Inhale, float your right leg up and back behind you. Square the hips off to the ground. You can put the toe forward, so whichever you feel. Inhale, come high onto the left toe. Exhale, press the left heel back down to the mat. One inhale here. Next exhale, step that leg forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee down towards the ground. Keep your fingertips on the mat. Inhale, lift your chest up, your hips sink. Find some strength in your belly here. So yes, we're lifting the chest, but we're not trying to go into a back bend. We're trying to stay really tight through my belly and my torso. Keep that engagement. Next exhale, just roll over that right heel, pull your hips back into place. Back into space, rather, half split. Reach the crown of your head, your chin, and your chest forward, not down. On your next exhale, back to that low lunge. Again, let the hips shift down forward, strong belly here though. Think about also firing up that left butt cheek. Squeeze nice and hard. Exhale, half split. One more time for each. Inhale, come forward to that lunge. Brace and engage. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, come forward. This time, tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Inhale, sleeve up, press the toes, high lunge. Settling in this first time we're on our feet here. The shoulders be relaxed, but still kind of in place, right? So they're not hiked up into the ears, they're down, but the elbows are still straight, hands and fingertips still reaching to the ball. Next, exhale, open up to warrior two. Back heel spins down, arms reaching away. Front knee, pointing in the same direction as the toes. Be really strong with that right hip. Don't rely on this knee to hold your weight. Next, inhale, flip that palm up, reach back or lean backward first. Good. Next, inhale, straighten that right leg. Start to lean and windmill forward. Reach that left arm up overhead. Nice big stretch to the left side of your body. As you exhale, pivot all the way to the back of your mat. Frame that left foot. Step back to a plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale, float the left leg up and back. Exhale, step it forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee down towards the ground. Fingertips stay. Inhale, lift your chest. Brace your belly. Squeeze that right butt cheek. Engage, engage, engage. Next, exhale, half splits. Pull the hips back, roll over the left heel. Chest, chin, head, reach forward, not down. Good, next inhale, coming forward, back to that lunge. Lift the chest, let the hips sink. Engage through the hips. Exhale, half split. One extra breath here. Beautiful. Inhale, come back one last time to that low lunge. Exhale, back to the half split. Inhale, come forward. Tuck your right toe, lift your back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Crescent pose on this opposite side, hanging out for just a second. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Elbows straight, fingertips reaching tall. Brace through the torso, not trying to be in any sort of a back bend here. So up nice and tall. Think about squeezing the hips, tucking them underneath. Next, exhale, pivot that back heel down, warrior two. Again, steady and strong through your hips, through your center. Don't rely on the knees and the feet to grip or press on the ground so hard that they're doing all the work. We want kind of the steadiness and the sturdiness coming from our midline. Turn the front palm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lean back, reverse warrior. See if you can stay low into the legs. Reach tall with the left arm. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, windmill the hands, almost like you're passing through triangle pose. Reach that right hand forward. Exhale, pivot it down towards the ground, all the way back to the front of the room. Now, we're just gonna add that together in a nice little flow. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, half split. Inhale, back to the lunge, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Inhale again, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, triangle pose or just passing through. Windmill it down, pivot towards the back of the mat. Drop your right knee. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, half split. Inhale, come forward, low lunge, lift the back knee. Inhale again, high lunge, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill through triangle. Windmill through this little side forward fold all the way to the front of your mat. One more time, drop the back knee. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge, lift that back knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, through triangle pose. Down towards the ground, pivot towards the back of your mat. Right knee drops. Inhale, lift your chest, low. Exhale, half. Inhale, low, lift the back knee, take your exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, straighten left leg, windmill through triangle. Exhale to the mat, pivot to the front. Framing that right foot, step back to a plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Give me 3 breaths here. Sigh it out if you got a little too much heat. One more. On your following inhale, just look to the center of your hands, come up high onto your toes. Exhale, walk, hop, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Reach nice and tall, little back bend if it feels good, little wiggle to the side. Exhale, bring those hands down by your side. Give yourself a moment or two to kind of get situated. Grab your dumbbell, grab your equipment if you need to. We'll get started on this workout in about 2 or 3 minutes. Shoes are optional. We got a hard floor here. Jen's gonna throw hers on. If you're at home and you don't have a dumbbell, feel free to use anything with a little bit of weight. Laundry detergent to soup cans to a bag or a book bag filled with books and weights. Whatever you can do that you can hold on to something will work just fine. So we'll give you another minute to 90 seconds or so. We'll get our clock started here. Might help you at home if you start your own clock as well with us. 20-minute AMRAP. One more time, just running through it real quick. 1 round,
of 30 alternating dumbbell snatches, followed by a 30-second goblet squat hold, and then 2 rounds of 10 dumbbell plank pull-throughs, 10 seconds of flutter kicks, and 10 single leg V-ups. Feel good? You ready to go? All right. We're lined up and ready to go, so we'll jump into it in 10 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Jen. Get into it. Let's switch up our music, switch up the pace a little bit. So, Coach Jen, not only does she coach it, but she takes MFlex quite often. She has a great understanding of her pace, which I'm sure most of you runners do understand pace. 20 minutes with some weights and mixing in a whole bunch of movements can feel like a really long time. So kind of understand how long you're going to be moving for. Try to see if you can be not necessarily constant with your movement, but consistent with your movement. We don't want to see you sprinting at the beginning and barely be able to hang on for the last 3 minutes or 2 minutes of this workout. So you'll notice Coach Jen moving at a pretty good pace, but it's one she can sustain. When we get towards the end of this workout, those snatches are going to look like the exact same speed as when she just started, and that's what we're going for. She's dropping down into her 30-second goblet squat hold. Obviously, everyone's going to be at a little different pace. So again, make sure you take a peek at your clock when you start so you know when your 30 seconds is up. The same will go for those 10-second flutter kicks. For those dumbbell pull-throughs, you can see the dumbbell stays flat on the ground. All Coach Jen is doing is just dragging it underneath of her to the other side. 5 each side is 20 total. On those V-ups, excellent job from Coach Jen here. Shoulder blades, upper back, middle part of the back, all get up off the floor. And she's just reaching for those toes. Maybe she only gets to the shin, maybe the ankle. That's all good. She's got the mobility and strength to get all the way to the toes, just alternating sides. She finished the first round of that little core section. She'll start her second round here. We are 3 minutes in. It's still very early in this workout. Keep an eye on that heart rate. Keep an eye on your exertion level. Make adjustments as you go, trying to move nice and consistent. Nice job, Coach. Keep it up. Loving how you're moving. Great pace. Finishing up an entire first round of what's on the board. We're 4 minutes in. That's a great start. Back to 1 round of 30 alternating dumbbell snatches and 30-second goblet squat hold. Again, look at that pacing, look at that speed, right? It's not a sprint, but it's something she can sustain. Beautifully done. I hope you're moving much the same, nice and consistent, something that you can hold on to. That dumbbell, that weight, whatever you're using at home, it comes all the way down to the ground and all the way up overhead each time. Using those hips, not just relying on the arms. Those arms will get worn out. That's a heavy weight. Use those hamstrings, use that butt, use those hips. Take a quick peek at that clock as she drops down into her goblet squat hold. So let's talk about some of the finer points in this goblet squat hold. Okay, that squat, most importantly, getting enough depth. Make sure that hip crease is below the top of your knees. You can sort of, in a way, really relax into this, but what we want in this hold is your butt staying active, those knees pressing out nice and wide, and a nice tall spine. We don't want to be rounded and collapsed in where the knees are coming in. Feet nice and flat. Press those knees out. Squeeze your butt. Strong belly. Nice flat back. And just holding that weight right at your chest. Right? So you come out of it, stand up nice and strong with it. Then hop into the 2 rounds of your core work. Nice job, Jen. Keep it up, girl. Killing it. Getting a nice workout in today. On those flutter kicks, beautifully well done. It's only 10 seconds. Notice Coach Jen is moving from her hips there. She's not bending her knees or just flicking her ankles. Moving from her hips to get those legs going, and her shoulder blades are off the ground. Right? Tough little combo going from the flutter kicks to the V-ups. Very similar movements and motions. How you feeling, Coach? Doing all right? Yeah. Get that sweat on. No worry, I promise. We got all the cool down yoga for you coming. We'll take care of you after this. Put the work in now. Nice little bit of recovery coming. Huh? You got a great pace going, Coach. Just nice and consistent. You're 8 minutes into this. 8 minutes into this at home as well. 12 minutes ago, almost halfway there. There you go. Perfect. Quick water break. Back to the top. Here we are, 1 round, 30 alternating dumbbell snatches, 30-second goblet squat hold. right, there's that lovely halfway mark. 10 minutes into this, 10 minutes to go. We got this. Stay with your focus, stay with your intention. It's as much of a mental game here as it is physical. Your body can do this work. You're definitely strong enough. You're definitely in enough shape. But don't let your mind start wandering to what comes next or what comes after this. Just be with each rep, be with each movement that you're on. Get through it. Starting the 2 rounds of her core work here. Once again, I know it's not in screen, just a nice reminder. 10 dumbbell plank pull throughs, 10 seconds of flutter kicks, 10 alternating single leg V-ups. Okay, how we doing at home? 13 minutes into this. We've only got 7 minutes to go. Back at the top. Again, want to make a beautiful quick note here at Coach Jen and her pace and cadence, or whatever you like to call it. Moving that dumbbell, taking a little break without water just so she can set herself up. That pace has not changed much from that first round. That's what we're looking for, that consistency. It's not starting to lose it, not starting to fall off the table towards the end of this workout, but staying nice and strong. Is it a little more difficult right now? Absolutely, but she set herself up with a pace that she knows, even when I get tired, I'm going to be able to sustain this and stick with it. So moving nice and consistent, all the way from the ground, all the way up overhead. Love it, love it, love it. Hope you're doing much of the same at home. Keep it up. Looking perfect on that goblet squat hold here. Hip crease below the top of the knee. Back is nice and flat. Chest is up. Knees are out. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Great example. 5 minutes to go, 3/4 of the way through this workout. Almost there. If you're at home, keep pushing, keep fighting. Just 5 more minutes. You guys can do anything for 5 more minutes. Come on. Good. Again, the finer points. Wonderful job on those flutter kicks. Using her hips, shoulder blades off the ground. Perfect. 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 Working through these V-ups, the final part of the 2 rounds. We'll get back to the top. We'll have some ways to go yet and work through this as far as you guys can get these 20 minutes with only 3 minutes left to go. 3 minutes left to go. You've got this. You've got this. Exactly. We're almost there. Almost there. Quick water break. No quitting you on that dumbbell, on that weight that you have at home. Let's get it going. Nice work, coach. Looking strong. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Moving that heavy weight like it's nothing. Love to see it. Love to see it. 2.5 minutes to go. Two minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. Keep pushing, Coach Jen. Great example. We got 90 seconds left to go. She's going to get through this goblet squat hold. She'll get a little start on that core section. We're going to finish up strong here. I hope you're finishing up strong at home. Just like that, 1 minute to go. I know you're exhausted. It's easy for me to stand back here and just talk. Jen's still doing it. I know you can still do it. Moving through those plank pull-throughs, just staying strong through the shoulders. Look at that positioning, right, of Coach Jen. Hips aren't sagging, back isn't sagging. She's tired, but she's focused on what she needs to do, right? Body positioning is important. Okay, 30 seconds left. Again, shoulder blades up, legs kicking. Doesn't mean it's not tiring. Doesn't mean it doesn't feel worse than it did at the beginning. But Jen's just in a position where she knows I've got to really just focus more on doing it right. 15 seconds left. Hang in there at home. Hang in there at home. 10. Come on, Coach Jen. Finish up strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Excellent job. The hardest part is over. We'll give you like 30 seconds here or so. Grab a drink of water, catch your breath real quick. We don't want you to cool down completely. So we're going to jump into the yoga pretty quickly. When you're ready, I just want you to hop into a downward facing dog. You're good. No worries. So what we do want to completely avoid is just totally recovering in stillness, just kind of falling into a puddle on the floor. And so we're going to see if we can catch our breath back with movement. So it's very possible with me not working out that I'm going to be moving a little faster than what feels good to you right now. I want you to put your focus and intention on moving at a pace that allows you to recover, okay? Modify as needed, drop knees to the ground if you have to, but we'll start to move. Inhale, come high up onto those toes and just kind of roll yourself forward to a plank position. Like I said, drop knees to the ground if you need to, lower down through a little chaturanga or modified one. Belly and thighs all the way to the floor. Inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, press back through child's pose, maybe round that back. And then as you inhale, lift those hips right back up into downward dog. Inhale again up onto those toes. Roll and wave yourself out to a plank. Exhale, lower those knees, lower chest and thighs all the way down. Belly, thighs nice and flat. Inhale, little baby cobra, a little higher if it feels good to you. Exhale, round and press back, child's pose. Inhale, lift the hips, tuck the toes, downward dog. Exhale to settle. One more time. Inhale up onto those toes. Wave yourself forward. Exhale, lower down, all the way to the mat. Inhale, big full inhale. Little baby cobra, come up as high as you want. Exhale, child's pose. This time in child's pose, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. See if you can get a nice little traction here. Lift your elbows off the ground as your head settles. Nice little stretch for those triceps, lats. Good. Next exhale, pull yourself forward to this tabletop position again. Inhale, send your right leg straight back behind you. As you exhale, tuck that right knee in towards your nose, and then just step it forward. Kind of replace the right hand with your right foot. Take your right hand to your right knee, gently press out on that knee. Open up your chest towards the right. A little bit of a twist, a little bit of a hip opener. Good. Next, exhale, come back to center. Replace the right foot with the right hand. Step back to plank, not plank, but tabletop position. Inhale, take the left leg back. Exhale, left knee to nose. Step that left foot right where the left hand is. Maybe slide the right knee back a little bit, but same thing. Left hand to left knee, press out, open up into that twist. Breath should start to reflect a recovery pace here. A little longer inhales, a little longer exhales. Might still be some fatigue in those muscles and those shoulders. Lungs should probably be feeling real good here. Let's replace that left foot with the left hand back to your tabletop position again. Inhale, right leg straight back behind you. This time, reach the right leg over to the left. Off your mat, set the toes down. Big side body stretch. Inhale, lift your chest and head, look forward. Exhale, press the ground away with your right hand. Look over your left shoulder. Big stretch through the right rib cage, right side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. You're gonna sweep your right leg all the way around, step it to the front of your mat, and actually pivot towards the side. Drop your right knee down towards the ground, sort of set it up in this little frog pose. Now, I don't want this to be the deepest pose or the deepest frog pose you've ever been in. So don't worry about pressing your hips back towards your ankles, but rather just keep your hips stacked right over your knees. Hands can come down towards the mat, little forearm stretch, turn the fingertips back, or if you have the room, you can come down to your elbows. Think about having a little bit of activation or like dragging the knees towards one another. Okay, it's not trying to get as wide as you possibly can, but in a position where you're strong, yet just kind of at the edge of that range of motion. Next exhale, come back up onto those hands. Little transition into pigeon pose. You're gonna start to turn all the way to the back of your mat. Rotate that left foot all the way to the inside of your body. Walk the right leg back and then settle down into it. In pigeon pose, what we're looking for and what we're looking at more than anything is the hips here. This left shin does not have to be parallel to the back of your mat. That foot can be tucked in a little bit as long as your left front hip and your right front hip are square to the back of your mat or the back of your room. So that means the left hip might be lifted off the ground a little bit. That's okay. You can be on your hands. You can be on your forearms. You can be laying flat on your stomach or chest, depending on your flexibility. We'll take 3 more real nice breaths here. One more. On that last exhale, start to walk yourself back up onto your hands. We're going to keep facing the back of the mat. All I want you to do is tuck your back toes, creep that foot forward just a little bit because we get a little overextended in pigeon pose. Lift the back knee, press those hands into the ground, step back to downward dog. 2 breaths here. One nice full inhale. Get long through the torso. Exhale, settle into the pose. Inhale, get long through the torso, hips up high. Exhale, settle into the pose. This time as you inhale, back down to your tabletop, lower the knees, facing the back of your mat. Inhale, take the left leg straight back behind you. As you exhale, reach it over to your right, set the toes down off the mat. Inhale, lift your chest and head, look forward. Exhale, press the ground away with the left hand. Look over your right shoulder. Big side body stretch through the left. Now 3 more breaths here. One more inhale. As you exhale, come on back to center. You're gonna sweep this left leg all the way around, pivot to the side of your mat again. This time, I want you to bring the knees together, sit back on your heels. Toes can be tucked or pointed, whatever's most comfortable and accessible for you. Nice little shoulder stretch and front body stretch. Bring your hands behind you, place them flat onto the ground. Press the ground away, straightening those arms. And then if you have the room, start to lift the hips off the heels a little bit. You can let that head fall back. Little bit of strength here, but a lot of stretch. Yeah. Take one more nice inhale here. Exhale, gently come on out of this. We're recovering. Remember, everything's gentle. Hips touch the heels, arms press you back up to center. We'll take our pigeon pose on the right side. Turn to the front of your mat now. Right foot kicks in. Walk that left leg back. Square off your hips. Find your depth. fingertips, palms, combination of elbow and hand, both elbows, or chest and forehead all the way down. 5 to 7 nice full breaths here. Let's go ahead and take one more breath wherever we're at. On that exhale, walk your hands or walk yourself back up to your hands. Rock over, sit on that right hip, that right butt cheek. Sweep the left leg around, feet towards the front of your mat. Give yourself in the seated position any little wiggles or stretch you feel you need. Maybe you need a little forward fold, work out those hamstrings, that lower back a little bit. Maybe you need a little back extension, little back bend and arch, or maybe a little butterfly position or Baddha Konasana. Whenever you feel like you got those little wiggles out that your body is missing, when in a nice juicy Shavasana, extend those legs out, lay down onto your back. If you happen to fall asleep here, you happen to fall asleep here. It's not the end of the world. It would not. A job well done. Settle into the breath. Settle deeper into that intention, into that focus. Perhaps today this is just for a sweat. So feel that bodily sensation and connection to the sweat falling and sliding down your body. Maybe to the coolness of that sweat evaporating. Maybe today was much more of a mental workout. I need something to focus on, to take a break from something else in my day. If that's the case, settle deeper into that mental break, that mental presence of just being on your mat with nothing else to do. And if we had no idea what today was for, spend some time in that unknown space in the Shavasana. Perhaps wondering not what's next or not what came before this, but just whatever's popping up right now. Feel free to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you would like. If you're going to continue to move with us, take 2 more breaths. And then simply just start to wiggle those fingers and toes, hips and knees and elbows and wrists. Eventually reach those arms overhead. Take a nice full body stretch. And then work your way up to a nice comfortable seat. And we'll close out practice here. What a beautiful compliment to all the running, all the training, a little bit of strength, a little bit of stretch. Thanks for joining us here today, and thanks for having us. We appreciate you guys being with us. We'll close class by bringing those hands to heart center. Mahalo, Maluhia, and namaste. Thanks so much, everybody. Nice job, Jen.